Okay, welcome back. So what was I looking for?
We're going to start this over again because you got to start each episode the same, like with the kind of disclaimer stuff.
Fine. Ready? Hi, welcome back to Brian's story. We're going over mental health awareness for men. You guys need to understand that this is his story. We are not saying that everyone handles it the same way or goes through the same thing. We are not giving any medical advice, just saying what he has dealt with, how he's dealt with it, and what it's done to him. Some of these things may be a little offensive. If it is, just keep scrolling, just keep going. Probably not to be watched with children. You can never be too sure what's going to come out of this man's mouth. Plus, some of the content really isn't geared towards minors. So keep in mind, this is his story. We are not saying this is the umbrella for everyone who has panic disorder, anxiety, or depression.
And if you're easily offended,
Take a hike.
swipe left.
Exit left, please. All right, so where we left off. We are now in 2022. Beginning of the year was normal.
Well, except for getting diagnosed with a blood cancer.
Yeah. But I mean, it wasn't like you were sick. It just happened to be an incidental finding.
Didn't know I had it. Apparently, I had it since at least 2012.
So he starts doing treatments. You know, they phlebotomize them.
Which, anybody doesn't know that, they just take out like a bag of blood once a month. On the upside, you get like peanut butter crackers and water or juice or something.
I don't think that's an upside. You can buy them.
Why buy them if they're going to give them to you?
My Lord, have mercy on my soul. The summer comes around.
Actually, we had more crap than that before that.
What do we have?
Because by February, my uncle, who owned the house that my mom was renting,
Yes.
his health started to decline. He got older and decided he was going to sell off his properties, which her house was one of them. So he offered to allow her to buy it at a lower than market rate. She didn't. I don't want to say she didn't really want to be bothered dealing with it.
But she didn't.
Yeah, and I never owned a house that hadn't gone through the process. So, with Donna's help, also my cousin and their attorney, thankfully, with all the headaches for 3 months, February, March, April, because May 1st was closing.
And her first payment was due on June 1st.
No, actually, it wasn't due until July.
Oh, yeah.
July 1st. I don't know why. It was weird, but... So, bought the house last week of July. My mom, was getting up from bed to use the bathroom, snaps her tibia and her fibia, breaks her leg, compound fracture. Surprisingly calm. I happened to be home, luckily, and she just called for me, which I had heard the, bang on the floor, and walked up, and she's like, I broke my leg. And I'm like, how do you know you broke? Oh, it's in an S curve. Yeah, below the knee, that's broke. So, obviously called 911. They took her to the hospital, and she had surgery the next day.
Now, at the time, I was down the shore. And you called me. You're like, the ambulance is here. They're taking my mom. I'm like, why? She fell. I was like, okay. I ended up coming home that day because we ended up going up to the hospital that night.
You were down the shore
Yep, I was down the shore.
at the trailer.
And
We're all learning something new because I don't remember that part.
we get to the hospital. They were doing surgery the next day on her.
That morning.
Yeah.
Yeah. Successful surgery.
Surprisingly, she was in very good spirits. So that
She's another one that had a slightly odd sense of humor, and
maybe that's why I got along with her.
yeah, her sense of humor was a little on the dark side, and she could find the funny in anybody's. Again, she was like me. If you fell, I'm going to help you up, but I have to stop laughing first. She's the same way.
So I'll never forget it. The day we went up the night of her surgery too to see her, and because of my medical stuff, like they had the chart on the bottom of the bed. So I looked at it and I was like, "You should be on Livenox." She's like, "What?" I was like, "Yeah, you're bedridden. You should be on Livenox. They need to." And I said, "Can I say something to the nurse?" And his mom was great. His mom was like, "This is my daughter-in-law. Any questions you can just ask her." So I said to the nurse, I said, "They don't have an order for Livenox for it, and I'm kind of concerned." At the time, she was a little on the bigger size.
She was overweight.
And she was bedridden at that point. She had just had surgery. So the nurse comes in and goes, "The doctor ordered it." And I said to her, I was like, "Oh, you're going to get a shot in your belly now?" She went, "Really?"
Thanks. I'd have rather had the clot.
She ended up with one, though.
Did she?
Yeah, when she was at the other facility, she ended up with a clot. Yeah. That's because they had stopped it when she was still bedbound. But, yeah, it was... Her sense of humor was unique, to say the least.
It was dark.
So she was at the hospital for...
She was only there for a week.
Yeah, I was going to say it wasn't long.
Because literally, I think that happened on a Monday night. She had surgery on Tuesday. That following Monday, she went to an outpatient.
It couldn't have been a Monday night because I was down the shore. So it had to be a weekend.
And that happened on a Sunday night. And she had surgery on Monday.
Yeah, because I came home Sunday, yeah.
The following Monday, she went to a inpatient nursing facility to start her rehab. She was only there 4 days. This place was a disaster, and I got her moved to what I thought, and we're not going to name the facilities. Thought it was a better one. So by Friday, 4 days, she was at this one, and then they transported her to the other one.
So now we're in August.
Yeah, we were already in. Yeah, we're now in like the second week of August about. And for anybody that's wondering for a broken leg, for her, she was what you would consider morbidly obese. She was, very overweight. So she had trouble walking when her legs weren't broke. So she was, non-weight bearing, needed assistance. So that's why she had to go to the facility. She was, I don't know if I want to go into all the details of everything that happened for the 3 months that she was there, but due to either, I don't know, negligence, for whatever reason, she developed C. diff. She had been on antibiotics for almost 3 months straight. I woke up because I was still working at nights. I woke up, I think that might have been a Tuesday. Um,
It was a Wednesday into Thursday because I took off Thursday, Friday.
okay, so a bunch of voicemails from a ER and an ICU that she had been found unresponsive, had coded
Numerous times.
numerous times, one time for over 10 minutes, which means there's most likely significant brain damage at that point. By the time we got there, she was on a vent, no stimulus to light or pain. They were going to continue to, they were pushing meds. She had a severe infection where they were actually pumping air conditioned air
She-
into her abdomen.
She was completely septic at this point.
Like they had two like air conditioned hoses going into her abdomen to try and calm this infection down, to cool her insides. That's how hot it was. We left that night because there wasn't, you know, there's nothing we could do, and we just drove around talking about it the whole night. And then into the, I mean, we left the hospital. It was like 1 in the morning, I think, by the time we left, after we had talked to the physicians and everything. And they said they were going to call in the morning and see if there was any improvement, but they really weren't all that hopeful. So I think around 9, maybe 10 in the morning, because I know we went into a store,
Hobby Lobby.
Hobby Lobby, got a phone call, and they were like, there's now internal bleeding, her organs are shut down, you have to make the call. Do we leave her on life support or move her to
Palliative care.
comfort? She'll be given medication, taken off the vents and everything. And so I had to make that call, and that's the one I made, was to, with internal bleeding and all the organs are shut down, and, there's brain damage. There was, even if by some miracle they could do anything, she was going to be in a vegetative state. And she was 78 at the time. So had to make that call to take her off life support.
Now keep in mind, this was the one person, no matter what, that he was always able to depend on. And this was also the first adult that he lost that was close to him.
Yeah,
He's been blessed. He hasn't had to deal with much loss.
I had a niece in '89 that was 15 months old that,
But that was expected.
well, wasn't expected at first.
No, but I'm saying when she got sick, that's...
Once they diagnosed, we knew what was going to happen, but still it was,
Right, but
that,
I mean...
that was one that'll haunt me for, ever. But yeah, somebody that, that you've spent that much time, and it's your mom and all that. But
And it was right after her birthday. And there was a lot of miscommunicate. I'm not going to say miscommunication. There was a lot of negligence from the place where she was at. And we're not going to get into that, but
yeah, somebody screwed up, and that's the result.
and to have somebody that had surgery, had a good outcome of surgery, got sniffed, and I'm sorry, it's skilled nursing inpatient facility, for rehab to not come home, that was a gut shot to him.
Yeah, because I'm like, it was a broken leg. I don't. Who dies from a broken leg?
So this was the first time he had to figure out a lot of things, like call the funeral home, do that, and he reacts on adrenaline. Like, he can't. So we went back to the house. We had to get paperwork together, and we called the funeral home, and it was almost like he was on autopilot. And I don't think he processed right away what happened. He knew she was gone, but I don't think it sunk like because he kept himself so busy. Like, he couldn't stop, because then everything would.
Well, yeah. I mean, also it was when I get too overwhelmed, I just shut down. No matter what I'm doing, if it just starts to be too much, I just check out. I'm done. So there was some of that where it was just like, I don't know how to do this. This is all like, now, once we got to the funeral home and you just handed them the paperwork, they pretty much handled everything.
Yeah, all we
So
had to do was pick out a few things.
picked out an urn and decided what we were doing as far as a viewing, which was private with just a few family members, and that was because that's what she had said years prior. She didn't even want that, so it was just like very immediate family, and that was it. And then came the going through the house, and she was a bit of a pack rat when it came to paperwork. I found phone bills from Bell Telephone, which I don't know if anybody remembers that. I barely remember them.
My mom used to work there.
From like 1976, there was a bill, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure you could throw this one out by now. There was tax returns out. I think you're supposed to save them for 7 years. They were 17 or 20 years old. I think I found a payment from the mortgage from the house
The first house.
in the early mid 70s.
Yeah.
And it was just like, was this for like nostalgia, or just in case some of you got audited, you could say here? I don't.
But we did. We went through everything.
So we started in the dining room, throughout, shredded and threw out probably
At least.
eight large 30-gallon trash bags, then into the living room. Wasn't too bad. Then up to her room. And that's, that was another. I mean, there was stuff from As Seen on TV, infomercial stuff. Like, just looking at it and trying to figure out, like, I don't even know what
the fly swatter.
Electric fly swatter. Just, and like 2 and 3 and like 4 of things that were just like, all right, one of them was unnecessary. Unless you got to buy one, get 3 free.
She had an ink stamp.
Yeah, I don't even know what that was for.
Yeah, I like some of the stuff was just like, were you just bored shopping at night? I don't know. But that was a process, and I don't think he gave himself time to grieve.
That part was also, I hadn't seen a lot of that stuff, or I hadn't seen some of it ever.
Yeah.
Let alone it's been, finding pictures, and so some of it wasn't all bad, I guess. Some of it was a little, I don't want to say therapeutic, but
It's going to sound
kind of
crazy. We had
funny.
fun.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of funny. Like, I can't believe she has it. And it's like, there's my baby teeth. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm 52 at that point,
Yeah.
and I'm like, they're still sitting in her jewelry box. I'm like,
Pictures.
I think there was an envelope with teeth and hair or something. I'm
Yeah. From
like,
your first
I'm like,
haircut.
I'm like, what kind of Hannibal Lecter crap is this?
Um, but
And costume jewelry, and we were just finding stuff that I was remembering that she used to wear when I was a kid.
yeah, it's
So stuff from her job, awards that I never knew she got, and she never
she had a lot of them.
didn't talk about it, didn't hang them up. That's not why she worked, but she had a ton of awards and recognitions and stuff from her job. And she worked at Boeing, so it was kind of a big deal. But
And so she passed away in October, and the holidays for them were unique. They didn't really do anything at the holidays, like they would exchange gifts, but
we, she would decorate a small, like she had this little tree. It was like a 3 foot tree that I would bring down.
I'm saying like you didn't do like the big dinners or anything at her house anymore.
No.
But one of the things that they did was after he left here, he would go home and she would still be up and he'd show her everything that he got and they would sit and talk.
Talk to like 4 or 5 in the morning.
So the first Christmas, which again was just 2 months after she had passed,
I'd pretty much written that Christmas off. Like, I didn't, even though I
you
decorated,
decorated to try.
but the night,
Christmas night, everything came down.
Christmas night, I came home from here and I literally tore everything down, threw a lot of stuff out. Tree might have went in the backyard. I don't remember.
Yeah, that's where it went.
Like, a lot of stuff just got, her stuff got boxed up and put away. Stuff that I had bought probably got tossed. Some shit just went like right out the front when I literally was like, everything was done, and then within a couple of hours when I walked in that, like as soon as I walked in the house, I was like, fuck this, and just tore everything down and put it all away, and you wouldn't even have known that anything was ever decorated. It was all gone because I just couldn't look at it. And half of me felt bad because I'm like, I didn't do this much decorating when she was alive, so why am I doing it now?
And ironically, from the time I knew her, she didn't like, she had her little things that she did for Christmas, but like we'd asked her before, do you want a refund? No. Like she wasn't real.
And she has a lot of nice, like vintage or antique Christmas decorations.
Yeah.
But she would have me put out a few things.
Her
The Anna Lee dolls.
Anna Lee dolls.
Which are creepy.
But I think
she had a couple things that I had made that she liked.
Mm-hmm.
I had made a Christmas tree out of like
gears,
sprockets from 10-speed bikes and ball bearings and all these things, and she really loved it. So, she had a couple older things that she put out. She decorated the tree, and that was pretty much it. Like, try to do more, or you want to do no, we're good. So,
and I think after,
I don't even remember that Christmas with you, to be honest. Like, I don't remember Christmas Eve that year. I don't remember Christmas. I don't remember Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it wasn't.
I really don't remember any of it. Do you remember what we did for Christmas Eve?
We were here. We did the video chat, the video call, and we were here.
Yeah, I don't even remember it. I think I was still in that autopilot
Yeah.
phase where it was just my main concern was now what do I do at the house? Because I was working full time. I had all my I had a loan at the time. I had probably 6 credit cards, car insurance. Didn't have a car payment, but I had car insurance. Phone bill, cable, food, whatever. But she paid the mortgage,
Right.
so I was like, okay, so my bills as far as the credit cards suffered because I started paying the mortgage with help from you because I just didn't make that much. I made enough to pay all my bills easily, but when it came to the mortgage and the extra stuff and switching stuff into my name and everything, I was like, all right, well, I've got this much. My credit went right into the thing, but I was more worried about saving the house because even though she had only bought it, literally 6 months before she passed, she lived there since 1981. So I just saw it as her house.
Right.
So I didn't want to lose it. I didn't want to sell it. I didn't want to walk away from it. I didn't want the bank to take it or to go to foreclosure or whatever. And so
In true fashion, we did what we had to do what we had to do. It's
yeah, I mean, got through it. I
uh,
mean, but I still had to go get my blood treatments
mm-hmm.
and do that. You can't just stop doing everything, and I still had to do all that stuff.
So as the year went on, um,
But bringing up with the panic disorder and all, the weird thing was I thought if anything was going to trigger panic and what if thinking, because I had always thought like at that point I was like, yeah, I can't, like, if I lost my mom, I have no idea what I would do. And I'm not talking financial, I just mean life in general. And I don't you lost your mom at a young age, so you knew what that was like.
and I think that was yeah, and it was almost similar. Like my mom wasn't sick; it was sudden, just like yours was. Um, I think that there's times when you go into autopilot and you don't even know what you're dealing with. And I think that's kind of what happened at first because that first 6, 7 months, you were doing okay considering. Then you hit the wall.
But I didn't have the issues with. I mean, honestly, it felt. I almost felt guilty that I didn't go into panic attacks and high anxiety, and
Why?
because I thought if anything was going to cause it, it would have been that, and it didn't. And why? Do I not care? Is it like what the hell's wrong with me that I'm not freaking out? Because I'm so used to. Excuse me. I'm used to for all that time freaking out over stupid shit. Now here's something like real, logical. Once again, you should be freaking out, but you're perfectly calm. No, I was. obviously sad and grieving, and man, I don't think I was grieving yet. I was sad, and I didn't like being there by myself at the time. But I just thought, this is why am I not having like the stomach issues
Stopped.
gone? Like
That could have been though, because
within 2 months they were gone, and I mean I don't mean like they subsided or were somewhat easy. They just literally were like, I was like fine.
so, but you were like that when she was also inpatient. I think it was mainly because you didn't have to worry about.
No, I was still having all the stuff while she was there because I was having trouble getting there to see her.
Because of the visiting times. Yeah, that's right.
The times me working when I was trying, and I was getting there every week at least. And then other times dropping stuff off, maybe not being able to stay as long as I should have.
But the last 2 weeks, we couldn't see her anyway.
Well,
Yeah.
they had her on COVID isolation,
And
which
C. diff isolation.
was stupid, and then the C. diff, which was legit.
But I think I'll go back to you were on autopilot. I don't think.
I get the autopilot, but that wouldn't explain why you just like literally after Christmas, stomach's perfectly fine. For like a year, like almost no issues whatsoever, just normal. Like, oh, this is how people normally, sorry, go to the bathroom.
I do think 6 months in though is when you hit that wall.
You would know better than me.
I think 6 months in is when you really hit that wall where. Yeah, it had to be 6. It was around your birthday. Mother's Day. Mother's Day, you used to get her from the bakery.
Tea biscuits.
Yeah. Easter. That's that candy she got every year.
Well, even for Christmas, she would get these. I think they were Russell Stover, and they look like
Snowman.
it was the dollar bills
Oh yeah.
or the $100 bills or whatever with Santa Claus face in the middle, but they're all made out of chocolate. And then Easter, she would get either the marshmallow eggs that looked like they were in a carton, or the Russell Stover chocolate rabbits, which I would, after she had passed, I would get one and put it by her urn.
I think Mother's Day is kind of when it went, because you're like.
I'm actually, I'm going to say it was my birthday because I actually saw a memory popped up. My birthday was a couple days ago. And, well, by the time you see this, it'll probably be months ago. But a memory had popped up and said, thanks to my girl, birthday was great. And the only thing I'm missing is a pop-up card and a happy birthday from my mom.
Yeah.
So I think that's when it kind of hit.
So his mom was, she would order cards, and they were always the pop-up ones. They would light up or play music.
She would always buy something from like Hallmark, and these cards were always where you had to like kind of put them together and then press a button, and there was, I don't know, snow globes or
For Christmas. We still have it, yeah.
So yeah, we still have some in it. She always got you one too.
Yeah.
So, but that was one where it was like, okay.
Yeah, so I think that's when you hit the wall, and I think
Because Mother's Day wasn't, I always got her a card and tea biscuits and flowers and a small gift or something, but she didn't, I think she was more, at least, you remembered and, hey, you got me stuff that I can actually use. The rest of the crap, thanks for not buying. Like, you know,
And I think a lot of times when you lose, especially a parent, your other responsibilities kick in the beginning, and then you're able to grieve the loss. Um, but what?
well, also, I got named. Now, I have an older brother, but he had nothing to do with my mom or me, or we had nothing to do with it, however you want to look at it, for over 25 years at that point. So he, you had to get the lawyers involved for the estate and all the, so bills get paid and transferring of all the crap. So I was named the executor. So that was another headache and something else that I had to like, which I'll never do again. Like, well, I don't have to be executor. I'm, I'm your beneficiary. There is nobody else.
So you would be the executor of the estate.
Yeah, but it just everything goes to me. I don't have to worry about.
You don't know what my will says.
I don't have to worry about dealing with a brother that I haven't had to talk to in 25 years, and
No,
now
he's not getting any of my stuff.
and then I had to call and talk to him about it. It's like stuff that I do not want to do, didn't want to be bothered with, and it was like,
Right. And
so, you know, the being named executor, I would rather never have to go that. Anybody is like, oh, well, first of all, they hear estate and they think, oh,
you're rich.
money. No, it just means you get all the phone calls and whatever money is there is going to whoever puts in claims, and then whatever's left, you get the debt. And they tell you, well, you're not responsible for it. Yeah, good luck with that.
So, I mean, your birthday comes and goes.
Every year.
We're coming up, now it's coming up on a year anniversary of her passing. We're still dealing with the estate. We're still dealing with all that other stuff that came along with it. But one of the things.
And just for context, the estate did not get settled until March of 2026.
So, one of the things that I have to give you credit for is
Not killing everyone?
no, not that. The following Christmas, we didn't decorate your house, but you embraced her memory here.
Yeah, we went out. She liked Father Christmases, so we went out and got one.
Every year we get one now. And we also get the freaky little animal looking things.
Oh, the Annalie dolls.
We usually get one a year.
Yeah, if you've never seen an Annalie doll, Google it and look at their face. It's a little creepy looking.
And we also, since we both lost our moms, they say cardinals are people that have passed coming back telling you they're okay. So it's not even just a Christmas thing. I have cardinals upstairs, and at Christmas we have stuff that has cardinals on it for down here.
And that was kind of weird because I don't believe in that. Like, I don't believe in afterlife. I don't believe in heaven and hell or ghosts or spirits or angels or demons. And I don't believe in any of that. I'm not saying it's not real. It's just what I believe. But I would say January or February. I don't know what it was. Hadn't seen any cardinals in years. Go around a corner, there's like four of them flying around, like near my car as I'm coming around, and they kind of hover around and then fly off. And I was like, okay, that was weird.
And then I remember being on the phone, and there was one in your backyard. So, I mean,
There would be one that would come to the fence near the back door every now and then.
yeah. So, I mean,
Do I think it's my mom? No, but it's weird.
So he, instead of just locking the memory away, he embraces it every year. And I, I'm not a therapist by any means, but I think it helps you. I mean, it doesn't
Yeah, I
take
mean,
away the fact that you miss her, because my mom's been gone 16 years and it's you were with me on Mother. It still sucks, but
and
you
it's I hate, like, Christmas is great right up until I head home. And for anybody that's wondering, yeah, we got married in December of 24. I still have that house. My wife has this house, and we're in the midst of figuring out what we're doing with my house and moving and all that stuff. So,
and before anyone judges judges us, it works for us right now. It's what we have to do.
yeah, well, I don't. Yeah, I don't care what you think. I'm just letting you know. I'm just letting you know why am I going home, or going to another home, because I consider this my home as well. But I kind of have two. But that part really sucks because it's like boxing up all the stuff, which we get each other a lot of stuff for Christmas, like, you know, way overboard. So going home, it's like
And I think
there's nobody she's not there to show them to.
her not being at the wedding.
Yeah, that would have been nice.
Yeah, I mean,
And and this may sound harsh, not for me, but I think she would have enjoyed it because of you,
yeah, I
because
think
she knows how good you were to me, and that 6 years, not quite 6 years, 5.5, that she had gotten to know you. She, loved you and respected you and was glad that we were together.
oh, she would call me because he'd be sleeping when she was in the hospital, or when she was at the facility. She'd call me. They're saying this. I don't think they're right. But I think the way you handled everything, if somebody turned around and said, he has panic disorder, and during that time you wouldn't have been able to, I could tell by the way you were doing certain things, and I think even
Hold on. We're having mic issues here.
technical difficulties, please hold. I think you have to go up high and then bring it down.
We good?
Yeah.
All right.
You go to 2023, 24. What significantly changed? Like you said, 24, we got married.
Well, I'd also gotten divorced in 24.
Yeah. So, although him and his,
We didn't have a traditional anything because we had gotten, or I had gotten divorced. It was finalized in November, middle of November.
October.
No,
Yes.
no, it was not. It was the middle of November because we went, when it first started, it was like the second week of August. So 90 days would have been the second week in November because we were actually waiting. You had to contact somebody in the system.
We won't talk about that, but
Somebody in the system had to, like,
push it.
pull
Yeah.
the paperwork so it could get done. The engagement photos were done in October.
When did we post them?
Right after they were done.
Okay. But for some
But
background knowledge, they hadn't been together for years.
no, we hadn't. 2000 and, like I said, if you watched previous ones, we tried one day in 2015, and that was the end of it.
Yeah. So,
But yeah, it was middle of November because we were starting to sweat it a little bit because we had already like got the permit and
No, we couldn't get the permit until it was finalized.
for
The marriage license.
no the park. I
We
had to.
didn't, we didn't get a permit for the park.
Oh, I called about it, but we just skipped
Yeah,
it.
we skipped it.
That's because it was the 14th of December and it was 35 degrees out, so nobody else was there but us.
And guess what? I would do it again in a heartbeat.
And she can't stand the cold.
So yeah, 2024, he gets divorced. We get engaged, get married.
Well, it was kind of getting
Engaged, got divorced, got married.
And to go back, we had talked about this from day one. Is this thing is driving me nuts.
Lift it up high, and then it'll drop down.
Okay. We had talked about is marriage something that you would ever do again? And just be like, nah, not really. I don't need a piece of paper to legitimize my relationship. And I was kind of I don't. If it happens, it happens. If it don't, it don't. And then through the years, I was like, well, maybe we'll do something some point. I don't know. We'll see. And then it's just, and trust me, I wouldn't have had it any other way. It worked out. Your sister-in-law married us. She's an ordained minister.
Yeah, it was perfect for us. I mean,
We actually found a fledgling photographer online.
Facebook, actually, somebody recommended.
Facebook. She was just starting out, so we were like, most times you go, you don't want to.
She was great, though. I mean,
And got all the good pictures, and everything worked out. Went out to a nice Italian restaurant for dinner with everybody that was there, which was 8 people total.
Yeah.
Including us.
and then
Stopped at Acme on the way home and got a cake. Because apparently we completely forgot about that part.
cake, yeah.
I was like, we don't have a cake.
And it matched because it was red. We did like a reddish burgundy color.
I mean, it was pretty much red and white.
Yeah.
Was the wedding colors, and yeah, I grabbed a cake from Acme on the way home from the restaurant and came here.
And so that was December 14th. Then we had Christmas. And then the New Year. And, it's the vicious cycle.
Well, that Christmas was a little different because of all that was building up to that. And then a week later is Christmas. And I think we were kind of like just wiped out from the past 4 months of
Yeah.
the ups and downs of negotiating the divorce. I'll put it that
Nicely.
way. And the chances that it may not happen, and all that crap.
Then
But it all worked out.
25 comes.
Boy, was that a doozy. There's another one.
We get married in December.
As great as December was,
January sucked.
ass.
As he said, we have 2 separate houses. First thing to go in January was the car. The car?
No, it was the plumbing.
Yeah, we had problems with the plumbing at his house.
I had running the washer and the drain utility sink backed up. So thought it got taken care of, happened again. Then it got taken care of, and there wasn't another problem with that since.
So yeah, I have a friend who's a plumber, called him like, yo. He was amazing.
Yeah, that was January and then February. And then at the end of February March, the car went. My motor blows in my car, which I use it for work. So
There's a little bit of backstory. The car was his mom's. So at first he was like, I'll just get rid of it.
Well, it was a little weird because when we went she wanted to go buy a new car, and she's trying out, like, I don't know what they were. I guess they were crossovers at the time. And she would be like, "Go sit in it." I'm like, "I can't. My head's hitting the roof." Even with the seat all the way down, she was like, "Well, I don't want that if you can't drive it." And it was almost like she was like, "Pick something out that you like." Well, I wouldn't have been in a Mitsubishi dealer if that was the case. So I end up sitting in a Lancer, and I'm just,
She swore you loved it.
nope. I was sitting in it because I was sick of dealing with the idiot salespeople and stuff. So I just went and sat in the front seat and turned the radio on. And she happened to come back, and she was like, "Oh, go take that for a ride." And I'm like, "No, go ahead." And the guy gets the keys. Next thing I know, I'm driving around a block. I come back. She goes, "How is it?" I'm like, "It's like every other new car. It's great." Until 6 months later, and they suck. So she buys it. And I'm
Her
like,
story's a little different. Her story was he's the one who wanted the Lancer, and that's why she bought it. I know that's not it, but that's what she would
Yeah.
swear to it.
yeah, well, the first thing she did when she came back, see if my walker fits in the trunk.
It wouldn't have.
Oh, yeah, it did.
Oh, did it?
You turned the wheels a certain way. I popped it right
Oh,
into
okay.
I got it into the trunk. And she was like, "Oh, yeah, we'll take it." And I'm like, "'Cause your walker fits in the trunk? There's 10 other dealerships along this street that we could go to that your thing will fit in the back of the car that we don't have, I'm 6'2". That car ain't built for somebody who's 6'2". Like, it sits on the ground. It's uncomfortable. Like, getting in, you just fall in. Getting out, you've got to climb out. It just sucks.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, I mean, it'll take a good shot safety wise. I got hit head on twice and totaled the other cars, and mine was repairable. But
So the motorman bring that to the shop, and he's like, "It ain't worth it. Just get rid of it." And then he calls, and he's like, "If it's feasible, I'd like to save the car." That was the plan the whole time, but I've learned to let him vent.
she already had the motor on the way.
I learned to, one of the best things that you can do with Brian is if he's going, just let him go. Let him go. After he's done, he'll come back down to reality and be like,
He'll run out of steam, fall asleep, and then we'll go back to normal.
and then I'm like, "I'll get an engine." And he's like, well, and I was like, I get the sentimental thing. I do. I mean,
I still have the car.
you can look at anything upstairs and how many of this stuff is still my mom's. I get the sentimental part. And I had my mom's car up until some idiot totaled it. So
It was not me.
no, it wasn't. It was before we were together.
It was another idiot.
It was somebody hit me. So we got the motor fixed. Well, they said the motor was fixed. Long story short, it had to go to another shop to get fixed. But
They got a motor in it, and then literally a week later, there was a problem, and then they had it for like 3 weeks, and then kind of gave up, and I took it to somebody else, and the next day they had it fixed and all put back together correctly.
so he still has the car. So that puts us at March, April.
Then I get sick for a month.
He got COVID.
No. I got COVID at 24.
Oh yeah, why'd you get sick?
I just got because of the iron.
Oh yeah.
I wasn't even around anybody. I don't know how it happened, but just being run down, whatever, maybe all the crap that was going on, I ended up with a nasty head cold that just
Would not go away.
congestion that lasted for like a month.
So that took us to
No, the COVID was in 24.
Yeah.
Well, the end of August of 24, when we were gonna hold the whole divorce thing, and I got that what they called the razor throat
yeah.
variant or whatever it was.
So now we're at June.
June was okay.
We did your birthday. June wasn't bad.
July went right into the shitter.
We had a storm. He lost power and blew his hot water heater.
Blew the hot water heater.
Panic call back to my friend. That was a Saturday. Had the new hot water heater.
No.
No, it was
that was
during
a
the week.
Thursday.
Had the new water heater the next.
Sunday.
Yeah.
I was taking cold showers for 3 days.
So
It sucked.
along with that, there were some other things that happened.
And some family issues that blew up, and I'm not going to get into them. It's just.
But when stuff like that goes, he gets into the mindset, what else can go wrong? Look at everything's going, nothing's going to go right.
I think that might have been a logical conclusion when 7 or 8 things happened in 6 months. Yeah, you start to sit there and go, what's next?
So we get everything straightened out. August comes and goes.
Oh no! Then there was the strut or something went in the car, and it was back with the mechanic.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it was another $1,400 worth of work that had to be done.
Yeah.
Or tie rod ends blew. Something blew on the car. I don't remember what it was, but it was like another $1,400.
So we get that done. We are now going into fall. Pretty uneventful September, October.
Yeah, the estate stuff started to kick up.
Yeah.
Like that stuff started to, like, okay, we might be coming to an end with that crap, which that didn't happen for another 6 months.
We do Halloween, we do Thanksgiving, Christmas hits. Christmas was pretty good.
You think? You couldn't walk down here. There was gifts piled. Forget the tree. I didn't even bother. There was nowhere to put anything. Everything was piled over on that wall. Behind here, there was stuff upstairs.
Christmas was fun.
There's still stuff that hasn't been unpacked.
Everything's been unpacked.
How much you want to bet?
Oh, the crock pot's still in the thing. Our winter was kind of bad. New Year's Day almost kind of sucked.
Do you want to get into that?
That's fine. I mean, I think the way you handled it was.
Do you want to get into that next time?
Oh yeah, I didn't realize it was that long. All right, so we'll stop. We'll finish up with Christmas and then come back. Or we'll tell you the rest about Christmas and then go into the new year. So we shall be back.